Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hazel bringing to you another audio commentary, this time finishing the series between Lecaf Oz and eSTRO, played on January 19th, 2009. I did do one of these sets before, but pretend you didn't see it if you did, pretend you didn't know who the players were if you did, and pretend you didn't know what set number it was, because you might get spoiled by those results, and I hope you really don't, because I love watching Winners League. What happens in Winners League, this is Winners League, this is Pro League Round 3. What happens in Winners League is that you have clan war format. So the players go up, these two players, HiyA on the left from Lecaf, he is a Terran player by the way, and Tester on the right, a Protoss player for eSTRO, go up, and whoever wins this match stays up, and whoever wins the other one stays up again. So what you could theoretically have is an all kill. That would be really interesting, but I don't think HiyA or Tester will be all killing today. HiyA is 60% against Protoss, and his other matchup percentages aren't that great either. And Tester is 52.6% against Terran. By the way, Tester is spawning as beige Protoss at the top right, and HiyA is spawning as blue Terran at the bottom left. So, Winners League is actually quite interesting because it introduces so much strategy into how you choose the players. And you could theoretically just choose Jaedong right off the bat, but what you run the danger of is you run the danger of having Jaedong lose all his energy by the end, because some players might just prolong their games just a little bit by not GGing. They'll sap away the energy of Jaedong, they'll EMP Jaedong, Jaedong as a defiler form. Anyway, they'll sap away at the winning player's energy by sometimes not GGing, sometimes just sticking out to the end. And because of that, you run the danger of not having enough energy to just continue by the end of that fourth set, which you're supposed to win. By the way, I think you have to win 4 sets out of 7. So we'll have to see. By the way, Lecaf Oz is first or second usually in Pro League standings. They vie for the top with Samsung Khan, but eSTRO vies for the bottom with We Made Fox and Air Force Ace. Actually, Air Force Ace is the bottom, never mind. But they vie for second to last with We Made Fox. By the way, there is a probe scout coming from Tester, but it can't get in. HiyA is doing such a good job with that SCV. He's prevented that probe from coming up. That SCV is continuing to harass that little probe, and that probe goes away to lick its wounds, and it's coming back again. Wow, HiyA is doing such a good job because, as you know, workers just can't hold position. It's really hard to prevent a probe scout with just an SCV. But what you have to remember also is that this is Chupung-Ryeong, which is a 2-player map, and the ramps up to your base are kind of narrower than other types of ramps. Sometimes you can have 2 units slip by, but in this case you can't. And HiyA is now building that 14 supply depot. This is actually quite clever by HiyA, just being able to micro that, because a lot of lesser players would have just built that supply depot right away, because they wouldn't have been able to just micro that. But I guess it is easier on Chupung-Ryeong. But now, because of that, HiyA has not gotten the scout out yet. Perhaps he just doesn't feel like he needs to. This is a 2-player map, but he probably won't be able to get the scout up the ramp. I believe that there is enough of a distance that probe does know that a scouting SCV is coming out, and you know, Tester probably will give HiyA a little bit of what he got back at that ramp with some Zealot ramp blocking. So we probably will see both of these players playing in complete dark, and because of that they might play more cautiously. I would prefer it if they played more riskily, because they know that the other player doesn't know what they're doing, and it would be really interesting to see a tech rush of some kind, or just a rush of some kind. But these two players are not exactly the best players in the world, and because of that they might just choose to go standard. That is a good idea, actually, just going standard against someone who is on this level, not this S class, but maybe an A class. I mean, all pro gamers are pretty much, well, A- class maybe for HiyA and Tester. But yeah, so we're seeing one gateway from Tester, so we're probably not going to see any ground pushes anytime soon. That is a good idea because Chupung-Ryeong is kind of hard to do a ground push on. There is a ramp, and there are a lot of hills. There is a lot of travel time, even though this is a 2-player map. By the way, do vote for Commentator Idol. The polls are open, and the six contestants have done their commentaries for Thursday, which was yesterday actually. So do check out all six contestants and vote. We really want to get as many votes as possible, not just because, I don't know, like, I'm not telling you guys to just vote for me, because I really like it when I go to SC2GG and see 150 votes already from just StarCraft watchers all over. And I love seeing all the comments and criticisms that people leave explaining why they voted for me or why they voted for this guy or that guy. So please do go vote. Do get out there. Voting is important in a democratic society. Yeah, and we live in a pretty democratic society if you live in America, that is. If you live in an English-speaking place, that is. Anyway, so we have Tester actually building a Nexus, I believe. I think I saw him build a Nexus and a Citadel of a Dune. Actually, I think that's a bad idea. I mean, if you're going to go for a Dark Templar rush, which I'm assuming that Tester is going for, if you're going to go for a Dark Templar rush, you should just go for the Dark Templar rush. I mean, what building are we seeing? We see a Templar Archives built at the top left. It's in a hidden position, but HiyA already has that engineering bay. I think this is too late. Going for the Nexus first and then the Citadel is just gonna give you late DTs. It's not really gonna help you. There is a turret up already. There are two turrets going up at the main and the natural, so I don't think Tester is gonna do very well. Even if that Templar Archives is hidden at the top left, HiyA can just scan the main base and see a Citadel. He's not exactly stupid. I know he's not the best player, but he's not stupid. He'll see a Citadel and wonder, where's the Templar Archives? Where's the second gateway? Or where's the robotics facility? And wow, wait a second. Okay, we see a Stargate. Sorry about that. I anticipated the wrong thing. This is actually Arbiters. We're seeing fast Arbiters. Why are we seeing fast Arbiters? I'm kind of confused. But yeah, now that I think about it, the timing for that Templar Archives was probably different. Probably off, because you would want to go for that Templar Archives a little before your opponent is able to get turrets, is able to get mines or anything. But so we see HiyA now having a command center. He's established his natural expansion and he's going for his gas. He will probably be able to macro up starting now. Both players will be able to start macroing up soon. But Tester might find himself in trouble. I always think that if you go for fast Arbiters, you're going to be in a bit of trouble because basically you're committing resources to a lot of different places. He's going off of two bases, and he's just not going to have as many ground forces to support that Arbiter with. He's not going to have that many forces to cloak and use. So I really don't think this is a good idea. I think he should have played I mean, this is a risky strategy, and risks sometimes do pay off, but I don't think it's a good idea. That Marine, in the meanwhile, is going to get up there amongst the probes. Is it going to take out a probe? That would be so careless. Is the probe going to go down? It goes down! Ouch. Ouch by Tester. But DTs are out. That's probably a good idea, actually. Being able to get DTs and Arbiters both. That DT will be able to waste scans, actually. And also just, well, keep HiyA guessing. But if he does reveal his cloaked hand, HiyA may be more prone to go for science vessels, be prone to putting down a lot more turrets. So this DT may not be the best idea. But this DT is also just used as a scout because Tester doesn't have a robotics facility yet. So because of that, he's just not able to send an observer. He doesn't know what HiyA is going for. This Dark Templar will be the only option that he has of seeing what's happening. He does see that engineering bay and barracks wall, so he probably knows that there is a command center there, mining and being protected by that little barricade over there. See, what happens with these programmers is sometimes you just see buildings, programmers see buildings, and they know what's behind them. Because if you see that engineering bay and a barracks there, you can pretty much guess that they're there for a reason. They're there to prevent your Dragoons from coming in and tearing apart your natural. So you can kind of guess that there is a natural base behind there. There is an SCV scout coming out, trying to find out what Tester is going for. Tester does have a lot of pylons all over the place and a lot of units in the center to intercept from. He is now macroing up, getting a lot more gateways. So we'll have to see. This is going to be kind of risky, I think, for Tester still. I still don't think